Hello everyone. Welcome to F1 League of South Africa. I'm very sorry that this is late. I got a bit distracted because I was playing the new F1 manager. No, it's not really a great excuse, but here we are. And I've just missed quali, so we've missed a fair bit of that already. And we're going to go straight into the race, looking quite dry at the moment. I think we've got not a lot of people in at the moment, but it could be worse. This race could not be running. So we'll go to the race director. And we'll look at the grid then. It is a 12-car grid then, and it is the Alpha Tauri of the Zodiac who takes pole position. It's then Andrews in P2 in his Alfa Romeo, Louis in P3 in the Alpine Styx, I'm going to say is how you pronounce it, in P4 in his Williams, Boneless in P5, Reezy in P6, Laser P7, York, or Jork, I don't really know how you say that name. I'm sorry mate if I do butcher it during this stream, is P8, Rizzo in P9, Flea Doctor in P10, Arc Vigaro, or Vigaro, I'm just going to call you Arc, in P11, and Uppity Terror in P12. So, in for quite an exciting race here at Austria. We're not quite sure how the race is going to pan out. I've very rarely, if at all, I don't think I have commentated Tier 2. I do apologise if my mic bugs out at any point. It's been playing up all day. And here we go then, into the race start. Which is unfortunate, however, we can take a look at the driver standings, I hope. Yep, the Tier 2 driver standings then. As it is the Zodiac who leads the way from Rizzo, and then Lawrence in P3, Harsh Cartoon P4, Louis P5, Sweister in P6, Ultra Gamer in P7, Vigaro or Arc in P8, Balim Arshad in P9, and Jork in P10. Which leaves then in the constructor standings Haas at the top of the table with Red Bull in P2, AlphaTauri P3, McLaren P4, Mercedes P5, Alpine P6, Aston Martin P7, Williams in P8, and Ferrari in P9. So, gonna have to wait and see how this race pans out then. Let's hopefully we get underway pretty soon. I do not know if we have got the formation lap on, or if it is going to be turned off for this weekend's race. But Austria then, quite a simple track in terms of design layout. It's one of those where you're either really good at it, or you're not great, as here we go then, we're going straight to 5 red lights. There's 3, 4, 5 red lights here in Spielberg. And it's lights out and away we go. Does Zodiac get a good start? No, he doesn't. Andrews gets a brilliant start from P2. And now Louis looking around the outside for P2 as well. He looks to go around the outside, but he's gone off track and he's overtaken Andrews there, who doesn't get a good exit off of turn 1. And he's going to have to give that one back. Oh, but there's contact. And that has sent Louis off the track. There's more contact as he makes contact with the Williams of Sticks. But it's now then, it's Andrews who leads from Zodiac, Sticks, Louis, Boneless, Reezy. But just as I say that, Boneless has been tagged round. He's lost positions. Other cars have got damage. It's now Reezy up into P5, Boneless down to P6, Flea Doctor P7, Vigaro in P8, Jork in P9, Laser P10, Rizzo P12, P11. He's one of the championship contenders, remember. He's second in the championship, and he is down in P11, and then it's up to Terra in Alpha Tauri to make it P12. As I think Arc Vigaro might have picked up some damage in that turn 2 collision. He does, he is missing his end plate. Is there anyone else with major damage there? Doesn't appear to be so. Looking around, and I'm not seeing a lot of damage then. Could Rizzo have lost positions? No, so it's just Arc Vigaro who has lost the front wing. So then it is Andrews who leads from Zodiac, Sticks all over the back of your championship leader at the moment. Is he going to look to go down the inside, heading up in towards turn 2? He's going into the heavy braking zone now. As they come up the hill, he's down the inside, and Zodiac does hold him off, but he gets a much better drive out of the corner. Sticks does not get a good start, and this is now going to allow Louis to have a little look. As he's down the inside on those medium tyres, he's left the room, but he clams over the curb, which is going to kill absolutely all momentum he's got. Further back then is the Alpine, it's the other Alpine versus a Red Bull of Flea Doctor, and I believe that is Laser getting through then on the Red Bull driver. This is now going, is he going to play the team game? Rizzo close behind in the other Red Bull. Will he look to make the move? We do not know as of yet, but Louis then sticking to the back of Sticks at the moment. The Alpine driver versus the Williams. Both are highly distinctible by their blue colourings, but the Alpine a lot easier to tell apart. Because actually, that's a good point. What tyres is everyone on? And that is the reason Andrew's got such a good start, as Sticks and Louis have swapped position then. So Louis has gone up into P3 and Sticks down to P4. Sticks the only one to go on the hard tyres. Everyone else on mediums, unless it's Andrews on softs. But those softs already looking like they're dying away because the Zodiac is gaining and he is within DRS range of the Alfa Romeo. Is he going to look for a move down in towards turn 4 or 5 technically? We also turn 3. You never really know with this track. And now then Sticks as well getting close to the car in front of him. Also a close battle is Alpine of Laser and Jork in the Aston Martin. So then we looked to the front again, and it's separated out a little bit. Andrew seemed to carry maybe just that little bit more downforce to help him through this middle section. Whereas I wonder if the Zodiac is holding a lot less downforce to help with these straights. Uppity Terror then in P11, out the first time penalty of the race. It's only lap 3, but these guys are not the quickest, as there it is. The Zodiac starting to show his pace now with the fastest lap of the race on medium tyres. I believe those softs might already be dying off, which isn't a good thing if you're Andrews. You would have been hoping maybe for an early safety car. It could still come yet, we never know, but it could also be a big hamper. As the Zodiac looks to go to the inside, and he doesn't quite pull anything off there. And that might even have killed his momentum heading down towards turn 4, down the second DRS straight. The second of 3 in this race. And Arc Vigaro then picking up the fastest lap on another set of medium tyres then. So this is the closest battle on track we've got for the lead. Softs versus the mediums, Alfa Romeo versus the Alpha Tauris. These two in real life considered as almost backmarker cars really. But right now, these two are the front runners in those cars. No mistake in these two, the red and black of the Alfa Romeo and the white, dark blue and red of the Alpha Tauri. Within DRS range now is the Zodiac. Is he going to look to set up the move maybe into turn 2? Laser picking up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Not what he would be wanting. Are we going to see a move or a change for the lead? No, we're not. Further back then, Rizzo, obviously P2 in the championship, as we've mentioned, is going to now look to make the move on York for P3 or P8, sorry. Nothing happening there. Sticks, meanwhile, is trying to gain back that P3 on Louis. Maybe his hard's starting to come into their own now. And I'm not seeing much movement between anyone as it stands. But as I say that, York and Rizzo are side by side, and Rizzo gets the move done. That's another couple of points up for his championship fight, but he's going to be wanting to gain a lot more time and a lot more positions if he wants to close the gap to the Zodiac. Pretty evenly spread out at the moment then. We've got kind of 3 battles going on. Other than that, excuse me, I'm so sorry. Oh, it's in the background there. We see Louis lose it, and Louis has hit the wall. Is there damage maybe for the Alpine driver? It doesn't look to be, as we've got a yellow flag, and Andries has spun out of turn 1. Oh no, could there be potential rear wing damage for the Alfa Romeo car? We'll have to wait and see, but that is not what Andries needed. He was in a really nice position there. Was he forced into the error by the Zodiac? Was there a bit of contact? I couldn't see. I saw there was a problem for Louis, and I took my eyes off, and the minute I did, that's when the problems occurred. But we've now got a 4-car battle then for P6 now, as Rizzo is going to look to overtake Laser. Andries maybe starting to drop back a little bit now. He's low on fuel already, so he started with a lot less fuel. Maybe again hoping for a safety car. Okay. So then York trying to gain now on the Alfa Romeo with his overheated tyre case. Rear wing damage as well, and those softs will just be so difficult to wide in doing so. Might have just got away with it, but York with a lot of DRS remaining. Laser is looking to overtake Boneless here. Who makes the first move out of these lot? I have a feeling it's going to be Rizzo. He's a lot closer to Laser than Laser is to Boneless. And Rizzo then in the Red Bull with the Max Verstappen helmet. Could anything happen here? Louis further forward is on the back of Sticks. These two quite evenly matched at the moment. Really having quite a quiet race to himself, as is Arc Vigaro. But Arc, any time up into terror, there is contact between the two. And that is sent up into 5. And does Uppity have a bit of damage? It does have some damage there, and Arc Vigaro could be looking at a potential penalty for that move. But Laser then has found a lot of time on Boneless. He's found almost 4 tenths in a few corners since we last looked at him. But at the same time, Rizzo is keeping Laser honest as Laser runs very wide there, and Uppity Terror is off down at turn 4. And that is not what he would be wanting. Is here we go then. Here comes Laser to the outside, or to the inside, sorry, of Boneless. And he is through on the Ferrari. The Ferrari carrying a little bit of damage here, as Uppity is once again off the track. And it could be looking to go 3 wide here, up in towards turn 2. Are they going to go 3 wide? No, Rizzo thinks better of it, but he is round the outside of Boneless here. As we look to the Ferrari and the Red Bull fighting. And Rizzo with a great drive off of the hairpin. Can this mic sort itself out, please? Rizzo then is through on the Alpine driver. As we can see, Laser already running quite low on ERS here. I think both Alpines are running quite low. No, Louis is looking alright for the time being. But the Zodiac at the moment then is in control of this race. And it's looking set to be another win for the AlphaTauri, but obviously we've got 28 laps left, as there we go then. Rizzo has, in quite an unconventional spot by the looks of things, has gotten through on Laser. Has Laser maybe got a bit of gravel on his tyres there and run a little bit wide? Well, we do not know, but Rizzo is through up into the top 5 now, as he is going to look to start his charge through the rest of the pack to get onto the back of Zodiac. Sticks holding the Zodiac honest actually for now. He is on the hard tyres, remember. The only one to divulge, or one of 2 to divulge from the original strategy. And meanwhile, then, Laser is still within DRS range on the Red Bull of Rizzo, but not going to be able to make anything happen. Uppity Terror picks up his second penalty of this race, unfortunately, for the AlphaTauri driver. It's an AlphaTauri sandwich at the moment. So as things stand then, AlphaTauri, Williams, Alpine, McLaren, Red Bull, 5 different constructors in the top 5. Then we get our first repeat in Laser in P6. Then it's the Ferrari of Boneless in P7, York in P8, Flea Doctor in P9, Arc Vigaro in P10, and then it's Andrews and Uppity Terror to round it out. On to lap 10 now then starts the Zodiac. We look to Laser versus Rizzo, still keeping each other quite honest at the moment. Further forward, Louis and Styx staying pretty much the same, but as I say that, Louis with a lot of overspeed here is going to look for the move, cannot find it, but in doing so he has forced Styx to maybe run just that little bit wide, but doesn't get a good drive off of the corner. Styx gets a far better one. Here comes the Alpine driver then, he looks to the inside, maybe just looking to put Styx off. Is this what I see? We're seeing rain. Is this why Andrews went onto those those soft tyres? We have got rain falling on the circuit. This is going to throw us something up into the air. This could cause a few spins, and this might have just put Styx at jeopardy here. As Styx, you would have thought, would have run with everyone else knowing about this rain, but was he expecting the rain to come after the medium pit stops? We do not know what was going through the mind of Styx here, but the Williams driver then in P3 is actually starting to gain on the Zodiac a little bit, and the Zodiac, with almost a full tank of VRS, is holding strong, but as the rain falls, and it's coming down quite hard at the moment, this won't be far away from intermediates, I don't think. Who will be the first one to take the call? Meanwhile, we look further back, and Arc Vigaro is right on the back of the Flea Doctor here. I don't know why I said the Flea Doctor, it's just Flea Doctor. But he makes a brilliant move as he gets a great exit. Mercedes versus Red Bull, and Mercedes is through. As meanwhile then, I was just talking about Styx struggling on those hard tyres, and it's proving the warmer mediums versus the colder hards is showing its difference here. As Louis gets through then, on the back straight, further back, Laser is still keeping Rizzo at bay. So then, the question is, who is the first one to make the call to move to the intermediates? If you're someone like Uppity Terror or Andrews even, would Andrews be the first one to make that call? We'll know when it will be time, because the ERS will be disabled. Will the rain even stick around long enough for it to move to intermediates, or will it start to ease off? We genuinely do not know here. As Laser then, the Styx is still keeping Louis honest here. I was going to comment on Laser and Rizzo, still within 1 second, but Laser is dropping away. Meanwhile then, Styx is gaining, and Louis has gone in very deep into the corner there. But he gets a great exit in comparison to the Williams car. And are these drivers just now starting to struggle with the tyre situation? Ooh, we have a bit of a lag spike here with Styx. But then Louis and the Zodiac are 1 and 2 at the moment, with Styx in P3. Rizzi in P4 having a very lonely race as the McLaren driver. Then it's Rizzo in P5, P2 in the championship for the Red Bull driver. Laser in P6, Boneless P7, 8th for York, 9th for Vigaro, 10th for Flea Doctor. And then it'll be 11th for Andrews and 12th for Uppity Terrors. We've got a yellow flag as Louis has picked up a time penalty then, and York is off the track. Is it time? Is it time for the intermediates maybe? But Louis picking up that penalty in P2 is going to put a downer on his race, as here comes Styx then up the outside with the aid of DRS. He chops immediately over to the inside, but he's going to hold the position then. Does maybe run a bit deep, not that deep actually. Louis runs a lot deeper as Arc Vigaro has had a spin. Oh my god! And Flea Doctor comes round the corner. It's a safety car deployed, but jeez Louise. Arc Vigaro was just in the middle of the track. Flea Doctor came round the corner, and there was nothing he could do. He has picked up a lot of damage. How neither driver is out, and here it is. York has made the decision to switch to the intermediates. He's the first one to do so. Does anyone else follow suit? Maybe the Zodiac might, maybe Styx will. We don't know, but it's definitely coming down a lot harder, and I think it would be stupid not to, because these guys are not going to be moving as fast. They're not going to be clearing the water as much as into the pits now. Does come the Zodiac. Will Styx follow him? And I think Styx will. Styx is going to follow him in. Louis is also going to follow him in. Breezy is going to follow in, I might believe. Oh, but Styx has almost spun out. Styx has spun out of the safety car. Styx has spun under the safety car, and there is nothing he could do about that. But he comes into the pits then. Rizzo is now in front. Laser is in front, but Styx dropped from P2 down to P6. And the only one not to pit was Reezy. Really questionable strategy here from Reezy. But the Zodiac's going to get held up. The Zodiac's been held up by his teammate. His teammate was the next one in the box. And they weren't ready for him either. They're not ready. Could he lose out to his lead? Rizzo comes out in P2. Rizzo is going to come out in a net P2. And the Zodiac is very lucky there not to lose out to his championship rival. Everyone on Inters. Laser made the switch to a fresh set of hards. What has happened here? The Flea Doctor comes in. He's switching to the dries. Heart Pagaro makes the switch to Inters. What about Andrews? Andrews goes on to another set of hards. Oh my god. Real mixed bag of strategies here. I don't understand why you go to the dries. Look at the track. Is it set to dry out? It's such an interesting strategy call from some of these guys. Are they expecting it to dry out under this safety car? I mean, we saw it with Styx. He just couldn't, even going slowly into the pit lane, he couldn't control the car. It's beyond me. So then, under the safety car, Reezy finally decides to pit. Uppity Terror gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. I don't think this weather is meant to hold. I don't think this weather is meant to hold off, judging by the reactions of the drivers who decide to stick it out. But others, like Flea Doctor, is coming in. Yeah, I think Andrews will follow suit on it. Andrews can't risk it. But the one who has risked it is Laser. It's bizarre to me. As in comes Andrews then, but Laser sticking it out on those dry tires. I'm quite sure the thought process behind it. Is he looking to hold up P6 and back for Louis? But the Zodiac is going to lead then. His championship rival Rizzo in P2, Louis P3, Styx in P4, Laser P5, Bonus P6, York in P7, Reezy in P8, Magaro in P9, Flea Doctor P10, Andrews P11, and Terror in P12, who is a lap down unfortunately. So let's have a look then at your biggest gainers and your biggest losers. Let's find the lap. Like that. No, it's staying out. The biggest gainer then is obviously Rizzo. He's up from what, P9 on the grid? And that is a great feat considering we're only 15 laps into this race. And your biggest loser, unfortunately, due to that spin earlier in the race, is Andrew. I'm so sorry about my mum. Jesus Christ. he has is he got a good jump on Rizzo. He's got a decent jump on Rizzo. Louis was very sharp there. He's looking to put Rizzo under a lot of pressure. Sticks didn't get the best of starts, but he's now going to fall under pressure in bonus. Argvagaro, meanwhile, is already making a move down into turn 1, and he's made it on Reezy. So Reezy has gone from P4 at the time. He's now dropped down to P8. It's further in front than Rizzo, looking to put his championship rival under a lot of pressure, and it's worked. The Zodiac's gone very deep down into turn 2, and that's going to allow the Red Bull through. Is it going to allow the Alpine of Louis through as well? Not Louis through, but Louis through. And here comes Louis then. He's on the inside. Is he going to make the position? He takes back the racing line, and he is through. As meanwhile, I believe we might have had a spin for someone. Couldn't quite figure out who it is, but he did have spun. And Rizzo now from 9th up into the lead of the race. And as you can see, his number is representing where he started today. But then it is Rizzo from Louis. Louis did get through. So it's Rizzo from Louis, from the Zodiac, from Styx, from Bonus, from Zagaro, from Reezy, from York, who goes very wide there, and he gets overtaken by Laser now. So York is struggling, and then it's Andrews, the Doctor, and so Rizzo showing really good pace so far, as is Louis. The Zodiac seems to be struggling in these wet conditions. He's having to drain a lot of ERS as we get a virtual safety car. There's a collision at the back of the pack. York is in the wall. I believe it involved Flea Doctor as well. Oh, or did it involve Andrews? It might have involved Andrews and York. But it might have involved Andrews as well. So Andrews is not having a good race after starting in P2. So holding strong for now. All is somewhat decent gap. They're going to be looking to keep that delta as close as they can without speeding too much. When does Rizzo then decide to go? I'm not going to get a decision, does he? He slowed right up on the exit there. Louis is holding up the Zodiac. And we are going back to racing, I'm going to assume. Is the virtual safety car coming in? It must be, because these guys are pushing. And we have got a bit of a bunched up pack now. When does it come in? Laser gets a drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car, and Rizzo has got a really poor restart compared to that of Louis. Louis got an absolute monster of a restart. Brilliant stuff from the Alpine there to take the lead of the race. It's now Louis ahead of Rizzo, ahead of the Zodiac, ahead of Styx, ahead of Bonus, Vigaro, Reezy. But as I say that, I believe Bonus could be looking for a move then on the Williams of Styx. They're now going side by side down in towards turn 1. Who's going to be later on the brakes? There's a bit of contact, and is that going to send Bonus round? He goes into a half spin, but he saves it, lags back into position. As there is a safety car, and I believe that's for Andrews, who has ended up in the wall. Not been a good race for the Alfa Romeo driver, and we get another safety car. So Louis then is going to lead this safety car restart from Rizzo, from the Zodiac, from Styx, Reezy, Bonus, Vigaro, Flea, Laser, Andrews, and Uppity Terror. Uppity with more damage to the front of his car. His physical casualties really in. So then with this safety car coming out, it is going to delay the race even further. And Andrews has picked up a 3-second time penalty under this safety car period. He's got a lot of work to do to catch up to the back of this pack. I'm sorry I took a little break now, I just want to drink. So then, it's going to be Louis ahead of Rizzo. Zodiac and the Stick. Easy ahead of Bonus ahead of Archibald, Lee Doctor, Laser, and Sarah. How long does the safety car stay out? Does it even let Andrews catch back up? So then, when does the car come in? Not this lap, unfortunately. We've got Laser comes into the pits now. Don't know why. Maybe just to stick some fresh intermediates on. So with Andrews and Laser now beginning to catch back up, we should be seeing the safety car come in at the end of this lap, which will allow the Alpine of Louis to try and pull away from Rizzo, and then the Zodiac, Sticks and Wheezy. So then, safety car should be coming in at the end of this lap. I probably just completely missed the notification to tell me that. But has it come in? I guess so, because we have left quite a large gap here, has Louis. Peel off, it does peel off, which is meaning now that Louis gets to choose when to go, and he has gone. So the Alpine goes, he runs a little bit wide maybe, which is now going to allow Rizzo to gain on him, as Rizzo got a nice clean exit. The Zodiac didn't get quite as clean an exit. But here comes the Red Bull driver then, as he looks to make progress up to the lead of this race. Once again, he got a brilliant launch off of turn 1 there. Is he now going to look to make that move down in towards turn 2? Pulls to the inside, doesn't do anything about it. Does he let the other guy run wide? Exactly the same as he did to Zodiac. He lets the driver he's going over to overtake go wide, and that is exactly what they do. And now then the Zodiac is also looking to make moves on Louis. And it is now a Red Bull, AlphaTauri, Alpine 1, 2, 3, and then the Williams of Sticks looking to gain here. But Louis isn't done fighting yet, as he is going to try and make the move back through on the Zodiac. But nothing doing for him there. He's going to sit down through this tight twisty section. Or might have been a bit of track limits used there by Louis. That would have probably been a warning, as Vigaro has made up 6 places off of his original starting position. He is still now on Reezy. Vigaro showing the same good weather running pace that he did in that first part of the weather. But Rizzo at the moment then seems to be the rain master. The Zodiac seems to definitely be struggling compared to the pace he had in the dry. As further back, I believe we had a change of position between Andrews and Flea Doctor. We have, as Andrews is now beginning his resurgence back up through the field. The Alfa Romeo looking to reclaim maybe some of his old positions. Here comes Reezy then, looking to get through on Art Vigaro. Doesn't get a good exit off the corner, but has no threat from behind, so doesn't have to worry. I was just talking about how the Zodiac doesn't have brilliant pace compared to as he did in the dry. Yes, friends, you can indeed. I'm sorry I left it on that. Here you go then. Oh. I'm glad you said that, Frank, because Laser has opted for the drive. So Laser, interesting strategy from the Alpine driver. He's already practically a pit stop behind everyone. So I don't think this strategic call has worked out for the Alpine here. As we have a yellow flag in Sector 3. Oh, it's just as I was saying, Andrews was doing quite well to climb his way back up through the field. It is a trip to the gravel for the Alfa Romeo driver. And how unfortunate. As meanwhile, further forward, we have side-by-side action between Louis and Art Vigaro. So Louis, who led this restart, has dropped down to P5, might even be P6 here, as Reezy is going to try and find a way through. Will he force the mistake on the Alpine driver? The Alpine definitely seems to have gone a lot deeper on the brakes. Oh, there's contact with the back of the Mercedes there. And a brilliant bit of racecraft there by Reezy to spot the gap and go around the outside of the Alpine driver. Is there maybe just a little bit of wing damage now to that Alpine car? It doesn't look to be, but Reezy in doing so has picked up a penalty for track limits, and that's not ideal for the McLaren driver. And Andrews immediately through then on the medium, on the car of Laser, who is on his medium tyres. Sorry for all the stuff now, I was just trying to get my bearings back. But the Zodiac, I was talking about how he's not got brilliant pace in the wet compared to how he did in dry, but he's keeping Rizzo honest. And Rizzo was one of those who has immediately climbed up the field. Boneless, oh no, it's Louis, sorry, so Louis might have picked up a bit of damage in scuffle with Art Vigaro. So then he's going to come into the pit, probably fit some more intermediates. He is going to be fitting a few more intermediate tyres, so he should weed out, maybe he will weed out in front of Andrews, definitely. So it's P8 at the moment then, and Art Vigaro then is showing his great wet weather pace, and he is through on Styx in the Williams. So Styx is just sort of had a lonely bit like start to this second half of the race, but he has just been overtaken by Art Vigaro, who is now up into P3. So it's going to be Art Vigaro looking to gain time on the Zodiac here, and Rizzo is also looking to unfortunately, I don't think there is any way. Look at that. That was in the dry. But as Rizzo now starts to flat a gap from the Zodiac, and then Art Vigaro is a little bit further behind, but he's showing amazing pace at the moment. Art Vigaro. Styx is struggling to keep up, and he's almost halved a second after the Zodiac in that lap. So things are starting to spice up here as we've got 9 laps remaining. Hopefully no more safety cars, otherwise I might have to leave a bit early before the race ends. But it's definitely looking to be quite an interesting end to this race. Art Vigaro showing great pace at the moment, and I believe he sits somewhere in the top 10 in the championship, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Art Vigaro is currently P8 at the moment then. So, as it stands, I think the Zodiac and Rizzo might be on equal points going into the next round, which is... I actually don't know. I don't know what the next round is. But if my maths is correct, I am pretty sure that the Zodiac and Rizzo will be equal on points heading into the next round. Which, if they are, is going to be brilliant. We couldn't have asked for a better title fight. Art Vigaro maybe not gaining quite as much as he was on the Zodiac, is definitely gaining time, but the Zodiac is also definitely losing a lot of time to Rizzo. There's no real close battles on track at the moment. Closest one would be Boneless and Reezy. Boneless looking to gain time. So then, oh, Andrews, just as I cut you in with a brilliant save there in the Alfa Romeo. I was just going to talk about the Zodiac. So, in the dry, showing absolutely amazing pace, was 4 seconds clear. In the wet, maybe not showing quite the same pace, but is still holding each of the guys around him honest. Arc Vigaro is showing really great pace right now. You cannot fault the pace he's showing in this wet weather. And he is going to try and utilise that to the absolute max. But the question is whether he will. And he might there, because as you can see, the Zodiac has run very wide out of turn 2, also known as turn 3, also known as probably turn 79. So it's a lock up there for Arc Vigaro, but he is now within a second of the AlphaTauri car. And this could be a very big implication for the championship here. If Arc Vigaro takes this, I believe Rizzo would take the championship lead. And this would be a great finish for Arc Vigaro, who currently sits P8 in the Drivers' Championship. So, here we go then, with Arc Vigaro under half a second away from the Zodiac. A little bit of lag back there. We're going to have some lap traffic to deal with now. That is, I believe, Laser on his medium tyres, but he stays well out the way. Probably not by choice, but he is out the way. Error gets a 3-second time penalty to add to his collection. Here we go then. Here comes Arc Vigaro, has saved his ERS for this moment. But look at Zodiac's ERS. He's got so much more than that of the Mercedes. It's Mercedes versus AlphaTauri, AlphaTauri versus Mercedes. P1 in the championship, P8 in the championship. Sticks getting a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. That's not going to help his fight for that P4. Here we go then. Can either driver do anything? No, they cannot. The Zodiac doing well to hold on to all that ERS, and he is using it wisely. Arc Vigaro showing how good his throttle inputs are. Here he comes then. You can see just how much more grip. Maybe he's running a wet setup. Maybe he's waiting for this moment. He knew the rain was coming. He might have run a wet setup. He does. He just can get brilliant exit after brilliant exit. But the Zodiac, with all that ERS, is just holding him off for now. But it all comes down to how they exit this final corner. Rizzo picks up a 3-second time penalty. So that is going to be even bigger implications, because if Arc Vigaro shows the pace he's showing, as here goes Arc Vigaro then, down the inside, in towards turn 1. They're side by side, he squeezes the AlphaTauri, but the Mercedes driver gets through, and the Zodiac then loses out on the championship lead. Can Arc Vigaro now get within 3 seconds of Rizzo? If he does this, this would throw the championship fight back into the Zodiac's favour. The Zodiac would only lead by 4 points, I think it is. Because it's 18. Yeah, only 4 points would come the way of the Zodiac. But then again, I think it's a different point scoring system. I'm just going off real life because I can never remember what the point scoring system for F1 League South Africa actually is. So Arc Vigaro then needs to start picking up the pace here. He's going to have to really push here. And if he can get within range of Rizzo, it would be an amazing victory for the Mercedes driver, who I don't know whether or not he's won a race yet this season. Look at the race results. Arc Vigaro. I do not believe Arc Vigaro has won a race this season. I think his previous best finish I don't actually know what his previous best finish was. So then, oh, I wasn't even paying attention, but we have had a safety car. A late race safety car is out. And it is because Styx has ended up in the wall. Andrews has got a drive-through penalty now for speeding under the safety car. Are we going to see anyone come into the pits? We are. Is Arc Vigaro going on to another set of inters? Or is he going to choose to dry? The track definitely looks to be drying out a little bit. In comes the Mercedes driver then. Who stays out? Who goes on? Reezy stays out. But it's Arc Vigaro and the Zodiac who come in. And they both are going on to fresh intermediate tyres. And that is a nice clean stop there for the Mercedes pit crew on Arc Vigaro's car. And the Zodiac then is also going to have a nice clean pit stop. But then, it's now, with those two pit stops, it's going to be Rizzo ahead of Reezy. As I think the rain's come off. I think the rain stopped. We could see some drivers risk it on those dry tyres. So then it's Rizzo ahead of Reezy, ahead of Bonus, Arc Vigaro, the Zodiac, Louis, Andrews, Flea Doctor, Laser, and Uppity Terror. He is going really over this. But, and there it is, Laser is the first one to make the call onto the slick tyres, but no, actually, Andrews will be the highest placed driver to make the call onto the slick tyres. This race is not done yet. We could see an absolutely insane finish to this race, with Rizzo, Reezy and Bonus all opting to stay out, Arc Vigaro being the first to pit, and then the Zodiac following him in. They both went on to inters. Do these guys box? Do any of them box? Is it worth the risk? Nobody is boxing. Andrews could be in a really nice position here. We're already seeing some drivers driving offline. Is this an attempt to cool down the tyres? We do not know. The safety car should realistically come in end of next lap, or end of this lap even, it would probably be. Give us 2 laps of racing. I believe Louis is now the highest placed driver to make those changes onto the dry tyres. He goes on to a fresh set of softs. Is he going to come out in front of the Flea Doctor? I keep saying the Flea Doctor. I do apologise, Flea Doctor. Is he going to come out in front? It's going to be close, and he does just about come out in front of the Red Bull car there. So, this is a very interesting situation to be left with. A drying track, drivers on intermediates, drivers on softs, lapped car, safety car in at the end of this lap. This race is not over, and this race looks like it's going to be dictated on the dries. I think this is Louis' race. Louis could very easily win this race here today. Alpine has probably made one heck of a bold strategy call, but it looks like it's going to pay off for him. Whether anyone else makes the change now, or if they stick it out, because it might be a bit late here. When does Rizzo go? He's gone early this time, and Rizzo has got a really good jump there on the McLaren of Reezy. Does he come in though? No, he doesn't. He sticks out. A lot of drivers opting to stick out here, and it's them. So then it's Rizzo ahead of Reezy. Bonus, Arc Vigaro, but Bonus looking to go straight on the charge here, going straight on the attack is the Ferrari for that P2 position, and nothing's happening for him. And then it's going to be Arc Vigaro, the Zodiac, Louis, who is on those softs. What's the pace compared to the others? We'll have to wait and see. But Rizzo has pulled out a 1.2 second lead already. Here comes Bonus then on the McLaren driver. Is he going to look to make the move? Is he just looking to scare him wide? Does it work? It does work. He clambers all over the curb there. The Zodiac and Arc Vigaro are side by side, and the Zodiac has taken a position. It's squeezed onto the grass for Louis there. Louis all over the grass, and Arc Vigaro gets the position, but Louis had to give it back, but he dives straight back down the inside, and it's a good-ish move, I guess, if he didn't have to give the position back originally. So then, Louis is potentially still on for a win here, as running wide there is Bonus. He has to pick a line, but he cannot pick the line, can Louis, and Bonus and the Zodiac do just kind of swap positions here. And here comes Louis. He's looking to go up the inside. It's not a smart move. go up the inside here, but he's going to make it work. Into the final corner now comes the Alpine driver. He picks up a penalty though. Louis picks up a penalty in doing so. The Zodiac is still on for the race win potentially here. It depends how this final lap goes for him. It's going to be so tight between himself and Reezy. Zodiac might win this race just off of what am I trying to say? The Zodiac might win this race off penalties alone. If you look back to the leader, then it's 2.5 seconds. Andrew's up P5, he starts his resurgence. How many penalties is it? It's 3 seconds. And you can see the Zodiac just has so much more grip on this. The Zodiac then is on course to win this race. Louis is in P3 as he looks to now make the move around the outside on the AlphaTauri. The Zodiac doesn't want to lose too much time here. In doing this, he is losing a load of time. And here comes Louis then. He's going to try and get it done. He wants to finish this race on a high, but I don't think he will. He'll drop out of the podium positions. And also, he will potentially... So Rizzo is going to come across the line to win the race. Louis comes home in P2, but it's the Zodiac who wins the race. Rizzo in P2, Reezy takes P3, Louis P4, Arcvagaro in P5, Boneless P6, Andrews P7, it's going to be Flea Doctor in 8, Laser in 9th, and Uppity Terror in P10. What a race that was. Nobody could have predicted how this race was going to end. The Zodiac wins it by 1.2 seconds. Rizzo might look to try and maybe overturn that penalty, but I doubt he will if it was a track limits penalty. Wow. What can I say? It was just a brilliant race at the end of the day. We're still waiting on a Terra to cross the line, but a brilliant race to round off the LSA week. Oh, then up to Terra across the line. And brilliant stuff then. So, that was Austria for Tier 2 here in F1 League of South Africa. It was the Zodiac who won the race and will further extend his championship lead. There he goes. Oh, takes a little bit of trip, and it's suitable because that podium will be a little bit wet. Thank you to everyone who was watching. We'll just go round through the finishing orders once again. So it is the Zodiac then who wins the race ahead of his championship rival Rizzo. Reezy comes home in P3, Louis P4, Arcvagaro P5 with a brilliant result there. It's the man who is P8 in the championship. Boneless in P6, Flea Doctor P7, Andrews P8, Laser P9, Uppity Terror P10, Sticks and Jork, your 2 DNFers. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching me, Ellis, commentating here on F1 League South Africa, and I bid you adieu. Thank you very much, everyone.